Stacy here with Getting Organized Magazine, and today's tidy task is spices. Whether it's a drawer, a cabinet, a rack, however you're storing them, we want to go through everything just like all of our tidy tasks. So we're pulling everything out, we're making a decision on it, if we're still using it, if it's still good, and then we're putting it back in an organized fashion. So for today, what we're doing is we're pulling out all of our spices and we're looking, so for instance, this one is pretty much empty. If it's something that you use on a regular basis, you might want to add that to your shopping list because it looks like you're going to be almost out here. However, I do also see that we have our backup. So it looks like we've already done our shopping for that and we're just using one up, and then we have a second one here. So we're just pulling everything out. We're making our decisions. Sometimes you have to smell it, you have to look at it, you have to make sure that it's still good, because oftentimes spices don't come with an expiration date of any kind. I actually recommend writing with a Sharpie. So I actually just write on the lid when I bought it or when I've opened it, because then you actually know. Again, most spices, some are starting to come with expiration dates, but if it doesn't have a date on it, I just write with a black pen on the top when I open the bottle, and then I have some idea, because spices are notoriously bad. I think I have some onion powder that's probably 4 years old and I'm still using it. So it's probably not the best thing to do, but you never really know how old your spices are. So that's why today's tidy task, we're going to go through everything and make sure that we're still using it. So we're pulling it all out. We also have some bulk items here. So if you have bulk items that you've purchased, maybe it was cheaper or whatever, if you have an extra storage container, now's a great time to go ahead and pour that in. You can label it with a label maker, a piece of tape, whatever you want to do, and then you've got that put away. If it's something that you need to buy a container for, or maybe it's a one-time purchase only, that's fine, and we can go ahead and keep it in here, but we just want to look at those as well. Again, just kind of making sure that it's something that you use. Now, you may have purchased something for a one-time recipe. Let's say it called for something that you don't use all the time, and you purchased it and then you didn't like the recipe. Well, if you're not using it, if you don't have a friend or a family member who wants it, now's a great time to get rid of it, because there's no reason for it to take up good real estate in a spice drawer that you are using for something that you're not going to be using in the future. So again, pulling everything out, making our decisions, making sure that things are valid and good, and then if you have a chance just to clean up the space, that's always great. This is a nice spice organizer, because I'll pull out enough of these that you can see. It's a tilted drawer organizer. So basically it's tilted and tiered. So instead of in the drawer, everything just kind of laying and rolling around back and forth when you're opening it, that's super annoying with spices. This is an organizer that tilts them up just enough so that you can see them. I think that's a great idea. If you're using a spice rack, that's fantastic. That's pretty much already organized. If you're using a cabinet, you might want to consider a shelf riser, which would allow you to stack your spices on top of each other using that vertical space we're always talking about. Or you can use a turntable, which would then allow you to have your spices spin so that you could get to the ones in the back. And they make two-tiered Lazy Susans or turntables. So that's always nice. Again, you're using the circular motion of the turntable to get to the items in back. And if it's two-tiered, then you're also using that vertical space. So that's a wonderful way to store your spices if you need to do that. So today's tidy task is our spice drawer. We're pulling everything out. We're making our decisions. We're putting it back, and we're staying organized.